Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Subnautica. This is episode 7. So, I've done a little bit more work on the base. I built a second Seamoth, which you can see I have renamed the Revenge. I have shifted some stuff around in the base. In fact, I believe... Okay, I didn't build it yet, but I'm going to build a second level on top of here. And that's where I'm going to put all my storage lockers, because we are starting to run out of storage.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Space. So I have sort of run up against another time limit, which is the reason why the base is still looking a bit unfinished. But that time limit is not shown in game, but there is an event coming up.
This is Lifepod 4. We've landed close to the Aurora. Flotation device is active, but we've got some big old fish in the water with us, and I don't know how long we're going to last. We're close to the crash site, so bring radiation protection. 4 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
So we've already found that life pod. That's the one that's turned upside down near the Aurora with a big hole in it, and that's where we got the creature decoy. Okay, so you can see I rebuilt a Seamoth after the last one got wrecked by a Reaper and some careless driving. A very spooky Reaper. I rebuilt the depth module for it. However, I haven't rebuilt the defense system yet, so we're going to want to do that before we head out. So polyaniline and wiring kits. We should have everything we need to make those. Okay, wiring kit is 2 silver, and polyaniline is... I believe we need gold and 3 deep shrooms to make hydrochloric acid. So what we'll do is we'll head over here. This is eventually all going to be planted. I'm going to try to get one of every plant going on here. So we'll pick our deep shrooms and replant the other one. So every time we make one of those, I can replant it. I could plant more, I guess. I don't know how much polyaniline we'll actually need in the end. Another thing I should do is turn off the scanner, because it constantly uses power while it's on, even if it's already detected everything in range. And we're also going to want to build some of these scanner range upgrades. In fact, how much magnetite do I have? I've got 1 on me, so I'll pop that in there, give us a little wider range of resources we can find, because this is very handy when it's got a fully upgraded range. And we're going to need some stalker teeth at some point, so I'm glad that's on there. Otherwise we would have had to go dig around in the sand in a kelp forest. Alright, so polyaniline, hydrochloric acid, and gold. Grab that, grab the wiring kit. So we've got a few goals for this episode in terms of stuff to build and places to go. Alright, so we are ready to defend ourselves, though as we saw, maybe not the most effective against Reapers. At least not if you're an idiot and time it completely wrong. Alright, so I want to get this modification station up. So that's computer chip, titanium, diamond, lead. Do we have any table coral left? Well, we have the diamond, and we don't have any lead left, do we? Yeah, I'm running a little low on materials, so again, between episodes at some point I will have to find them. I can't even remember what I was going to use this glass for. So let's just kind of toss everything in here for now. I'll resort it later. Alright, so we're gonna have to go out and get some table coral and some lead. So we can build that. Then we can work on getting the Mark II depth module, because we want to get those ASAP.
All systems online.
Also, let me check the storage I put on here. Okay, we're empty. So for table coral, we just need to go to a safe shallows, and I think the one by the life pod is the closest one. And I'll make sure to grab a couple because we'll need some more computer chips later. Here's a few. Grab like all of them, I guess. These are also handy for making more scanner rooms, because sometimes it's nice to just set up a scanner room with a hatch and some solar panels, just for resources you don't have near your base. Okay, so we got that. Now we need lead. So we're gonna go back over here to the kelp forest and see if we can find some sandstone. Actually, I should grab some coral shell plate as well so I can keep making water. So I think I used all the shell plate I have. I think we only have a little bit of bleach left. Grab some of those. Salt. Some metal. Always need more of that. Alright, let's see if we can find some sandstone kicking around here. Please don't attack my sub-stalkers. Oh, we can always use more copper, too. I tend to run out of copper, because you need it for a lot of electronics. Either as just copper or as the wiring kits. Or not the wiring kits, sorry, just copper wire. Oh, here we go. Show me some lead. Like, literally one would be enough. There we go. Silver. Silver's not that important. There isn't that many things that use just plain wiring kits. But then again, you need a wiring kit to make an advanced wiring kit, so I guess it is handy still. And let's grab a snack. Where did you go? Keepers are one of the better fish to eat, though I believe Reginald's are the best. Just a random case down here. Alright. So we got our lead. It would probably be nice to have more, but we don't really need it right now. And actually, I could have just used the scan room to search for sandstone. Oh, can you not attack my sub, please?
Oxygen.
Also, while I remember, let's start one of these. And then crash into it. That was exactly what I planned.
What are you?
I mean, what are you? So yeah, that's the timed event. What actually triggers that is the first time you step into a precursor facility. It's like 20 or 30 minutes after that. Alright, so... need... copper wire. And a little bit of gold. Okay, computer chip. And also make that titanium. I'm not really sure how we use bleach to turn seawater into not seawater. Like, I get that you're using it to purify the water, but that doesn't get rid of the salt. Maybe the fabricator does that on its own. I mean, if it can remove the bones from a fish without destroying the fish, then who knows what it can do. Alright, so let's top off there. Just dump the other bleach. Dump the titanium. Or silver, rather, not the titanium. And what else do we need? Diamond and lead. Grab one of our diamonds. Gonna need to get some more of those, too. Alright, so there's our modification station. So we've got a bunch of things to make now. How many extra batteries do I have? We've got 3 and 3. Yeah, I can afford to spare one. So let's turn our survival knife into a thermoblade. So now, whenever I need food, I can just stab a fish and instantly cook it somehow. They actually don't have the other kind of blade anymore, the diamond hardened blade, because the knife actually doesn't have durability anymore since it was kind of pointless. Alright, so we also want to get the ultra high capacity tank. I think I might have enough lithium for that, actually. Lithium is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take our high capacity tank off. Alright, so now we got a whole lot of air. Ultra glide fins, silicon rubber, and lithium. I might have enough for that. It's not a super useful upgrade, but it's still nice to have. Oh, right, gotta take my fins off too. Alright, so we're getting all upgraded now. What else can we upgrade? Turn the propulsion cannon into a repulsion cannon, but as I mentioned, then you can't use it as a gravity gun. It just shoots stuff out instead. Seamoth upgrade. So, plasteel, magnetite, enameled glass. That might be why I have the glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll make that ingot. And we need lithium to turn it into a plasteel ingot, which I don't have any more lithium. I have 1 more lithium, which that's not enough. So, let's use our handy scanner room here. And, let's see. Lead. Lithium. I mean, if we can pick up lithium directly, that's nice. Otherwise, we can just search for shale deposits. Oh, that's just right there, huh? Oh, it's a prawn deposit, though, so we can't do anything with that just yet. Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't think we're near a lithium biome where you can just find it lying around.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
However, we are on the edge of the Grand Reef, so we should be able to find shale pretty easily. So let's search for shale chunks. I really like this map. I mean, it's a little hard to look at, really, but it's cool to see, like, there's the big drop right next to the base. Alright, there's a bit of lithium. I mean, we need this stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter what we get out of them. Gold, diamonds, and lithium. That stalker's looking a little far from home. Warpers down there. Oh, there goes the battery. Interesting that they're showing up here, but I guess that they also show up in the sparse reef a little bit. Alright. So, have any more titanium? A little bit. I should have enough to finish this. No, I need 1 more. Yeah, it's a little far away. And I can always do the extra resource gathering on my own, so we're not going to bother picking up all of it. Alright, so we got the lithium, and we're going to need to take the module out of the Seamoth. This stuff's not that exciting, but it is important for progress. And once I get this in there, we'll be able to go out on an adventure. Alright, so magnetite, enameled glass. So I do have some enameled glass. Magnetite? Ah, see, that's why I shouldn't have used the other magnetite I had left. Alright, so we're gonna need a magnetite. Does magnetite show up on here? No. And magnetite, unfortunately, cannot be found inside of a resource deposit. So we're just gonna have to go out and get some. Now, I think we can actually just go to the place that we're gonna go anyway.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Let's open up the beacon manager here. Don't need these turned on right now. Actually, which one are we at? We're at 3, right? Yeah. Well, actually, you can use the camera drones as a beacon as well. Oh, also, I moved my solar panel array higher up. I'm going to put more on top of this, since they're getting a bit more power up there. Okay, so what I wanted to turn on was the signal from this one. Because I'm trying to think, the only places that magnetite shows up, as far as I can remember, are the Jelly Shroom Caves, which is where we're going, and the mountain biome where we were last time. Grab some magnetite. And there's one more place. It's not coming to mind off the top of my head. Somewhere deep down. I think this is our midday eclipse. That didn't even damage the sub, oddly. Get a scan on this wiggly fella. You see him like drift there as he tried to turn around. What does the PDA say about this fella? We haven't really been looking at the scans, mainly because I keep forgetting. Sand shark. Ambush its prey from below. Feed any hungry specimens that draw close with fish. Or you just swim to the side. Thick armor plating. Bad at turning. I didn't even notice it has feet. I guess those are those little bits on the side. Alright. So yeah, this is why I didn't want to come down here yet, because we can barely get in here without the Seamoth staying along the roof. I mean, I guess we could probably explore here now that I have the big air tank. And I do have a rebreather yet. Okay. Had to double check. You know, it's funny, I don't usually grab one of these plants to display, because in real life, these are pretty nice looking plants, you know, red kinds of aquarium plants. But here, everything else is so much fancier that they don't even seem that special here. Okay. So this is the jelly shroom biome, and if I'm careful and stay along the ceiling, we can actually do what I came here to do. So as you can see here, the main inhabitant of the jelly shroom biome is the crab snakes, which live inside the jelly shrooms. These guys are a lot scarier sounding than they actually are. I find they're not very dangerous as far as predators. Possible symbiotic relationship? Almost like the crab snakes defend the jelly shrooms, and the jelly shrooms give them a place to hide. So we got a little bit of sea base down here.
Signal location uploaded to PDA. Integrating new PDA data.
Apparently, an automated scan decided this would be a safe place to build their, or at least this would be an ideal place to build their habitat, here in this cave full of giant snakes. So this is where they moved to after leaving the island. Is that... did I get bumped? Or did I just hit a stalactite? Stalagmite. This area also has a nice track. So there is magnetite in here, but again, because of the black walls, it's a little hard to see, so hopefully I can spot a little bit of it. Can definitely use more lithium and more diamonds. How did you end up down here? Normally you're not supposed to find sand sharks down here, but I guess he fell down the hole and now he's trapped in here. Oh, there's a little bit of magnetite. You having some trouble? I just don't know I'm attacking my sub. Really need gold, but I guess we'll take it. I can always drop it if my inventory gets full. The hell's that sound? Also gotta watch out for these mushrooms, because you don't know when there's gonna be a crab snake in it. However, we will take that. You can probably guess what kind of creature that egg belongs to. There's a magnetite deposit. I think that noise we heard... Yeah, crab snakes make scary, like, monster noises, but they're really not that dangerous. I mean, they'll attack you if you get close, and they'll attack you if you swim by a mushroom they're in, but they don't even do that much damage. I don't know, I've never really found them that threatening, compared to some of the other stuff.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
They're definitely not as bad as bone sharks, which are the most annoying, regularly occurring predator in the game. Okay, so I believe... Well, actually, I don't have to believe. We have the coordinates. Okay, what I should do is I should equip my repair tool here. Also, let's dump off some stuff in the storage. Oh, I don't have any battery in there. Alright.
Warning. Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Now this is why I didn't want to come down here yet. So I'd rather not lose a second Seamoth. Ah, it's still too little. Actually, there is an entrance
Maximum depth reached.
like right above that spot, so I think we'll actually go out, go over, and come back down. If I can remember where the exit is. Well, where's that beacon? Beacon 17 is... Did it turn back off when I got near it? Where is it? Lifepod 17. Yeah, it's over there. Oh, we got a new radio message. We're actually a little bit behind on radio messages because I haven't been around to pick them up as much. So, I'm gonna have to answer those as soon as I get them. How did I not see that? Oh, let's just get out of this cave. And where is that Degassi signal? So yeah, there should be a cave entrance just over here, since this whole biome runs underneath here. And then once we're done with this, and we get the upgrade built, we can start heading into the deep depths. Okay, so there should be a cave around hereabouts. I think it's underneath this cliff I'm on. Yep, let's drop right down here. So let's go down to our maximum depth. About there. Prepare the Seamoth just in case. Alright, well, let's check out this base. They are also not good at turning.
Integrating new PDA data.
Gotta watch out for these things. Alright, so there should be some tech in here for us, as well as these PDAs.
Integrating new PDA data.
Water filtration machine can be pretty handy, but it's a major drain on power.
New blueprint acquired.
And sadly, there's no way to really turn it off.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
I mean, you can let it...
Integrating new PDA data.
You can let it kind of fill up, and then it won't make anything else, but... It's not the ideal way to be able to control it. Generally, you just want a constant power source.
Integrating new PDA data.
That we don't need because we already have that blueprint. In fact, we are wearing that blueprint.
Integrating new PDA data.
And that's pretty much all there is down here. We'll listen to those PDAs as we go. Right? Because there's that room. I gotta not die of stingers here. I died of stingers here. I lost belongings. Ugh, that means I dropped the magnetite. However, it should still be there. Since unlike the Aurora, we were actually underwater. So on the way over there, let's play these voice logs. Data downloads, Degassi survivors. One of the 3 survivors, and she's a mercenary.
I thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment. Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. I learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories, shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crab snakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies.
You know, I think I would probably be the Paul Torgal of this crew. Just enthusiastic about this weird wildlife. We don't need those moonpool fragments, but we'll take the titanium. Now I'll try to actually not swim into these friggin' stingers. Okay, so there's the titanium and the gold. Now, where's my friggin' magnetite? Because that's kind of what I want back. Please don't tell me it just disintegrated. Well, it's not up here. It might be outside. Sure there's none of it still kicking around. I'm hoping it's here. Oh, hey fella. I guess the crab snakes didn't even, you know, hassle them when they were in this habitat, even though there's one living right outside. Oh, I deposited the magnetite, didn't I, in the Seamoth? That's why it's not here. Durr. Alright. So, now we have another waypoint to their next base. Oh, a little bit more magnetite here. So we're pretty much done with the Jelly Shroom Cave. That's kind of a shame that there isn't really much to do down here. I mean, there's magnetite to get, there's some fish. Actually, let's grab... Is that just a dead Oculus?
New creature discovered.
Alright. I guess it was killed by the crab snake? Or maybe I hit it with my submarine. But let's grab a pair of these guys. A breeding pair. Because we'll have a use for that later. all in all, except for my very stupid, pointless death, that was a pretty good run. Alright, so we can now make the depth module Mark II. And I think in between episodes I'll work on grabbing the materials for the Mark III depth module. Okay, so let's finish this. Oh, that's not the thing I need. I need this thing. There's still a few more extensions I want to make for stuff we don't have yet. Alright, so let's pop a ladder here. So yeah, I'm going to turn this into the crafting room, put all the lockers up here, as well as another fabricator.
This is Altera HQ. This may be your only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just going to have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high-security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, well, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
Regular.
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should be...
If she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If I
code...
say regular, she's like, what's the regular? I can come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese!
Okay.
I'm glad HQ is very, interested in our survival. So that was the code we needed to open a door that we couldn't open before on the Aurora, and is the reason that I'm going to have to go back there. But don't worry, I will cut that trip short. Also, I'm feeling really silly now because I forgot that I took the fucking depth module out, and that's why we had depth problems. So I could have avoided all that trouble if I just put the damn thing back in. Okay, so I just need the plasteel ingot. I'm still carrying the titanium ingot, and I have the lithium. I don't have the lithium. Alright, so Mark II, that'll give us 500 meters of depth, which is quite a bit more than we have now. It's more than double the default. So let's pop that in there. Now we can do a bit more depth exploring. Also, let's take all this stuff out. Pop that in there. Okay, so what are our other goals? Obviously, we still have 2 vehicles to build, the Prawn and the Cyclops. We have that suit I wanted to build, which is the reinforced dive suit. We have the materials for that except synthetic fibers, which require benzene and fiber mesh, and benzene is blood oil. Alright, we can probably make that now. Blood oil. Inventory full. Yeah. I actually don't remember if fiber mesh is creep vine or just one. That's two. Alright, so grab 3 of these. This actually does take a lot of space to make since these are 4 each. And I believe that will keep growing more without us having to replant it.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so let's make benzene. And then synthetic fibers. And then the reinforced dive suit. Alright, so pop that sucker on, get rid of our old radiation suit since we don't need it anymore. There is no more radiation in the map. Alright, so that allows us to not only withstand more damage, but resist heat. So now we could go down real deep into the lava zone. However, we don't have the depth for that yet. That also means we can build some of those thermal reactors, which require aerogel, right? Magnetite and aerogel. So I don't have the magnetite for those either. Let's see. What other... Well, for that we need rubies and plasteel. I think we have rubies already. Yeah, we have enough rubies for that, which means I just need a shit ton of titanium that I will have to gather on my own. And... I'll have to go back to the island and get some seeds as well. Or back to the life pod. I think I grabbed some of those and stored them. We also need, right now, is a snack. I guess you'll do spadefish. Okay. I think of the small, grabbable fish, spadefish are probably my least favorite in the game. They're just kind of boring. Like, they're flat and they have one giant eye. That's about it. They're like the tilapia of this planet. Boring garbage fish. Alright, so I don't have a bed, so I can't just sleep until daytime. I'll have to build a bedroom somewhere. So, what else can we get done here? I guess we could take a short dip down into the area underneath our base, now that we have the depth module. Just take a little look around.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And I don't think we can go deep enough to hit the Degassi base, but... check some stuff out. So this is where I'm going to build some thermal reactors, and then pipe the heat back up the side of the mountain. So the Grand Reef is not as safe as it used to be. There is a Leviathan class that lives here. However, I think they're only really deep. I say, but I'm probably going to run into one down here. Let's take a membrane seed. That's pretty neat. It's basically got trees living inside of it and microbial bacteria that can't survive outside of it. And before we play any more logs, let's look at the crab snake. So yeah, when they bite you, those two claws on the front actually just grab you. They can't reach you with their mouth. Stalkers just have like such a I don't give a shit look on their face. Oh yeah, I'm a predator, what you gonna do? And the reason they like to pick up titanium is to sharpen and stress their teeth. Alright, so close that. And let's play another voice log. Stalker teeth. Talking about stalkers there.
Something incredible just happened. Since we're down here, I had this plan to build equipment and study the life forms we were encountering, but I didn't have enough enameled glass. So, I started looking for a natural substrate that would strengthen the glass we have, and those stalker teeth we've been finding fit the bill. Only, well, we needed more. That's when Marguerite got interested. She actually listened to me. More than I can say for Father. And I worked up the courage to talk about my more tentative theories. When I told her they were attracted to metal deposits, that their teeth get dislodged when they pick them up, her eyes narrowed and she dashed out of the room. 3 hours later, she came back, her pack loaded down with stalker teeth. I asked her about it. She shrugged and said my theories were good. Said she had the meeting out of the palm of her hand. I think she meant it literally. She is incredible. She went out to the kelp forest armed with just a heat blade and went fin to fin with a pack of stalkers. On the one hand, that is the coolest thing I have ever heard. On the other, well, I hope the stalkers didn't come off worse than Marguerite did. She had a huge gash on her forearm. I don't think things went as smoothly as she made out. And what's the point in surviving here if we have to kill everything that makes it so wonderful? I wish I knew more about these animals, but Father won't let me leave the habitat. Maybe with all this glass, we could build a containment unit and get up close to them.
Detecting a titanium mass somewhere in this area. Unable
Oh, really?
to confirm whether it originated on the Aurora.
Yeah, you're detecting some titanium? I wonder what that could be.
PDA data.
Alright, so these big buggers are crab squids. And they do not like electricity. Can we see if we can get them to... So yeah, if you run any sort of gadgets near them, they will let out an EMP pulse and shut them off. That includes the sub. But they're not too dangerous now that we have the reinforced dive suit. But yeah, they shouldn't attack the Seamoth too much as long as they leave the lights off. Also, you can see that other one is infected with the Kara, all covered in green shit.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Integrating new PDA data.
Do we already have a containment unit?
New blueprint.
Right, we do,
acquired.
because I went out to that mountains wreck. So that log from Paul was after he returned alone to the sea bases on the island, where he presumably died of his infection. I think we already have this one as well.
Integrating new PDA data.
Again, I have no idea why they built their base here, next to these things that would constantly attack them every time they turned on any electricity. hello. Look at this little fella. We actually already have one of these eggs, but another one's always nice. As well as this sucker.
New blueprint acquired.
So that orange tablet, unlike the purple one,
Integrating
is
new PDA
one of a
data.
kind. I mean, we can make another one, but it's the only one of those you'll find. And you actually only need one of them, as far as I remember. Maybe two? Alright. I don't know why he's just chilling there. And he attacked my Seamoth. Alright, so let's head back up to the surface.
Son, there is always a pecking order. And in our world, money makes a hierarchy. I pay Maida a fraction of what I pay you, and you a fraction of what I pay me.
If money makes the hierarchy, why is Marguerite making the decisions?
We need her. We let her think what she likes, so long as she does what she's told.
What if she doesn't?
For enough money, she will. People always do.
I mean, mercenaries certainly do. It's kind of the, their job description. Do jobs for money. Also grab a bunch of these, because we're going to need aerogel for making stuff like the thermal reactors. See if there's any more down here, but I think we are somewhere we don't want to be poking around too much. However, we are going to need to go back to that cave we were just in because it actually has an entrance to another biome. One that we will need to explore. Before we do that, I'll have to build the other depth module. Which, again, I think I will just grab the materials for in between episodes to shorten the preparation phase.
We're already 200 meters below sea level. You want to go deeper?
Look around us, Chief. Water leaking through the hull, water outside the hatch. We're drowning real slow. If rescue arrives, whatever shot us down, it's gonna do it again and again until it's shut off. You see an off switch around here, Chief?
Why would it any more likely be half a kilometer down?
Your kid found something on the scanner. There's something down there. Something that shouldn't be.
You're mad.
I'm going all the same, and I have an idea you two are gonna follow. But if you do, be mindful. Your authority stopped at sea level.
So they had some idea that there was some way to shut off the gun. However, apparently they never found the gun itself, even though it's not that far away. That's the reason they kept going deeper and deeper.
Captain.
Please, stop fighting and listen. We're sick.
What?
How?
You've been coughing, right? Feeling itchy? Blisters?
Yeah.
The biometrics would have warned us if we were sick.
It's something new. It's not in the database.
Come on, then. What's it gonna do? Turn us inside out? Dissolve us into jelly?
It's an alien bacteria. It's everywhere. Every organism on this planet. It's altering our genetic code.
How are the creatures surviving if they're infected?
I don't know yet.
Want me to cut some of them open for you? Find out what makes them tick?
No.
Just tell me what you need, son. Materials, equipment.
Just... Can I have some quiet? I need some time to think.
Margaret,
Maida has boarded the habitat.
What are you so happy about, Maida?
Say, kid, I brought you something.
Is that a Leviathan outside?
Towed it home on the back of the sub.
You killed that thing?
It's still breathing. I was about to finish the job, but I can stay and chat if you'd like. No? Then make yourself useful and pass me that hardened blade.
Are you out of your mind? You brought that thing here? What if it's not as dead as it looks? What if others come?
You prefer it got curious and came of its own accord, or got messed up and dragged here?
When we get off this planet, I am going to drag you through every court in the damn Federation.
So Maida decided, well, not only did she decide, but somehow she smacked up a Reaper, presumably, considering it was a surface Leviathan, and dragged it all the way down into those caves to park it outside the base so the kid could study it. And that seemed like a good idea.
I have had it with you, risking our lives.
Oh, stow it, Chief. The kid can't kill this disease without fish to study. I'm just bringing him home.
What? Tell her. Tell her I'm right.
You're both wrong. Marguerite, I can't find out how they resist the bacteria if you slaughter them all.
It ain't always they oblige in coming in alive.
He means you're being reckless.
Father, the outcome's no better if we hole up in here and don't go outside. That we have to find a middle way.
There is no compromise. Not while she's on my sea base.
Your sea base?
I'm going outside.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmet.
What?
Brace!
So, I'm pretty sure what happened there is that another Reaper, possibly the parent of the one she dragged down, if it was a juvenile that she found, came down after the other one and smashed up their sea base. There is actually one more log that I missed down there, but we'll have to pick it up next time we go down. I think. Oh, nope, never mind. Alright, so this one is from the...
You know what Maida told me today? She wants to build a habitat 500 meters below sea level, more than 1 kilometer northeast of here. And she needs Bart and I to do it. She's got it into her head that she can save us if she just acts recklessly enough. But I've hauled Star Wars to Neptune, Plasteel to the Federation. This family operates 9 different mining colonies across the Ariadne Arm. Maida thinks she's better suited to lead. Her contract still says otherwise. But I just cannot damn well tell whether it's the stupidest idea I ever heard, or my only hope. I turned 80 years old last week. I thought I had another 80 in me, but marooned on this planet, there's no swapping out of my liver when the old one fails. Here, I'm mortal. And Maida is useful. So, it's my responsibility to make a decision. Return to the island and hope whatever knocked the Degassi out of the sky won't do the same to the rescue ship. Or take us deeper in search of answers. And all the while be hoping old age gets me before the sea monsters do. I'll give Maida just one thing. She was right about these caves. There's enough lithium there to fabricate 100 tons of plasteel. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. There was nothing anyone could have done to avoid crashing here. But I was right to order the detour. If we get off this planet, they'll be talking about the Torgal share price on the other side of the Federation.
Consider disguising the flavor of unsavory meat with salt or locally sourced herbs and spices.
So Paul pretty much never stopped considering the financial gains that this planet would provide, even as they were dying.
Came out of nowhere. An alien kraken, bigger than a cyclops. Tore a hole clear through the reinforced hull. I barely got my breather in time. I told her. I said others would come. The rupture threw me clear of the habitat, and the monster turned and bore down on me. And just as its tentacles came within reach, Maida appeared out of nowhere. She had a sea glide in one hand, a jagged piece of scrap metal in the other. She meant to butcher that beast or die trying. The last I saw her, she had the metal lodged in its neck as the monster did its best to shake her, contorting off into the darkness. I'm certain she got her wish, one way or another. Then I thought I saw a light deep below me. I hoped maybe Bart had swum clear. I followed it. Now I wonder whether I saw anything at all. Our oxygen is low. The habitat is gone. I can't see the sky. Something surely has the scent of my blood.
So that pretty much ties up the story of the Degassi survivors. Maida got dragged down into the depths with a Reaper and presumably died one way or the other. Paul probably just swam around until he ran out of oxygen while following around some luminescent fish, and then Bart was left alone, so he went back up to the surface habitat to die of sickness.
This is Life Pod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We'll have to swim for the surface, but it's 500 meters straight up. We'll make for the rendezvous and keep you posted. Out.
So we'll go check out that one next time. But I think we'll end it here, because we've made some good progress, made some useful materials, and went and tied up the Degassi story, so I think next time we will be able to start going deep. But I'll pick up some materials in between episodes to speed that up. So until next time, I've been Shadefyre, this is Subnautica, and I hope you'll join me with my further dives into the deeper depths. Until then, take care everyone.